Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another PowerDrift QuickEase. We are at the BYD stall where they have just launched the BYD Sealion, and there are now kids at the Auto Expo. Say hello, PowerDrift.
Are you PowerDrift?
We are. But we're in the middle of a video. Let's
Are
talk to
you
you.
on PowerDrift?
I am. Do you want to be on a video? Do you want to be on the video? This is
Yeah,
going to go live.
bye.
Okay, right. So,
PowerDrift.
yes, I am. Okay, right. We're at the BYD stall where they've just launched the Sealion. This is essentially the coupe SUV, like a luxurious sort of 50-60 lakh rupee coupe SUV. And super. Thank you for subscribing. Right. Now we're going to get to the video. But look, since he said subscribers, we've just crossed 3 million. So I've been told by Rohan that I need to shout that out on every video. Also, I've just received an email. We've crossed 1 billion cumulative views. Now that we're done plugging our channel, let's go to the car because we actually need to talk about this. As I mentioned, this is a 5-seater coupe SUV, which is extremely popular in India now because there is a sort of market that's exploding with coupe SUVs. This is of course electric. Let me quickly talk to you about the specs and then I'll sort of take you around the car. I'm going to get my phone out because there are a lot of specs to actually talk about. We're going to get the car in two different versions. So you're going to get the rear-wheel drive version and the all-wheel drive version. But we're going to get the same battery pack on both. So it's an 82.56 kilowatt-hour battery pack, large battery pack. The rear-wheel drive version gets 567 kilometers of range and 312 horsepower, and the all-wheel drive version gets 542 kilometers of range, which is of course lower than the rear-wheel drive version because it's a heavier car, and 530 horsepower, which is the one I love to drive, more power. And of course the Seal we've all driven, it's really quick. This is going to be a really quick car too. Similar styling as compared to the Seal. I'm just going to sort of go here. And we've seen this sort of styling on various different cars. We've seen this in an inverse version from Toyota. We've seen BYD bringing this on all their cars, at least in India. The Seal looks very similar. And just in general, in terms of the way the car is styled, this is very typical BYD styling language. They've not gone completely berserk like we've seen on some recent cars from the Chinese market. Also, just in general, in terms of the way everything is built, just like the Seal again, there are some really cool bits like the caps, for example, on everything, the paint quality. Just the fit and finish of this car is really high end. Now, we'll come to the name because yes, Sealion sounds a little funny, but they do have this naming convention that BYD does. Seal, dolphin, there are going to be other ones. There's something called the Tang, which if you're in the fish hobby like I am, Tang is a beautiful saltwater fish. Let's quickly take you around the back. Do you mind if we shut the boot? So let's quickly take you around the back. This is an all-wheel drive version, as it says on the boot right here. And again, just like the Seal, it is extremely similar to the way it looks. So you get this connected sort of tail lamp, and you get these lovely little, very highly detailed LED lighting elements all around the car. Overall, gigantic boot as well. We'll get to the inside in a bit, but just want to show you how large the boot is because there are some electric SUVs which you do have a bit of a compromise on the boot. In this case, you don't. I also particularly like, now, I always say this right in my videos, there's one design aspect which sort of pops out on a car which I really like. In this, it's this sort of aero spoiler thing. Now, we've seen more of this sort of stuff happening on the likes of the BE6 from Mahindra as well, in a little more aggressive manner. But I like these sort of aero spoilers or aero bits that are integrated into the car. So for example, this comes nicely around from the roof, from a little panel here. You see this little add-on panel, and it sort of goes into the spoiler. Overall, very nice looking, very modern, very cool looking car. And this is again going to be priced at a price point where it does go up against the likes of more conventional electric cars like the BMW iX1, which has been launched in a long wheelbase version, and some other things as well. The front's very similar to what the Seal is, the same sort of tilting screen, which we will just quickly show you. Let me just quickly sort of take the camera in the front. There you go. I'm not going to really talk about that because it's very similar to what the Seal is, but the rear is what I do want to talk about because the Seal does feel a little cramped up. This gigantic, it doesn't feel cramped up at all. In fact, this in terms of head space and leg space is huge. It's cavernous. It's almost like you're sitting in like an extended wheelbase E-Class or even like an older S-Class of some sort. Again, the quality, the fit and finish on everything is excellent. And that's what BYD does really well. That's what BYD as a brand is sort of inviting people towards it, because there are people who really like quality over, well, geopolitics, and that's the kind of people who are buying it. So that's a quick first look. They need to get the car cleaned up because they're going to get prepared for probably a public showcase later today. But that's a quick first look of the BYD Sealion. Yeah, so there you have it, the BYD Sealion, newest launch from BYD. There are more cars coming. There's more cars we'll talk about as well from BYD in the near future with like a small little hatchback which we think is coming. And of course, there is a possibility of a collaboration happening with an Indian conglomerate that we can't really talk about yet because we don't really know and we don't want to get in trouble. But it is something that's not a very well kept secret that might happen soon. So there you have it, the BYD Sealion, the newest launch from the Chinese conglomerate auto giant, whatever you call it, the biggest EV maker in the world, BYD, coming to India soon. Bookings have actually opened if you want to buy it, and deliveries I believe will start sometime in March. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the comments. As always, be respectful. You don't need to get geopolitics into a car channel, but be respectful and let me chat with you in the comments. See you guys.